dogs mutating, chests turning into people's mouths, and heads having spider legs, all with a nice and frosty exterior. This can only be one movie, John Carpenter's The Thing. Either that or a very terrifying version of A Christmas Story. The Thing is a sci-fi horror movie that takes place in Antarctica starring Kurt Russell. This movie is not like your typical horror movie, though. It's not your average teenage horror movie where people get picked off one by one and you just wait until the last hot chick is the one to either defeat the person or run away. No, it's none of that. It is a legitimate story-based horror movie that is just good. I liked it. I didn't think it was that scary, though. Granted, I did watch this movie when I was somewhere between 6 and 8 years old with a friend, and in the middle of the movie when Norris's chest kind of turns into a monster and explodes up into the air, my friend's dad came down and said, "That's a very strange boner." I asked what a boner was, and let me tell you, naivety isn't a good thing to have. Ever. But this is a good movie. I generally liked it. It doesn't follow the horror cliches like, you know, the black guy dying first. In fact, the black guys were the last two surviving other than the main character. And it doesn't have, you know, the random ass tits that just suddenly appear, although I wouldn't really have minded them. But they don't fit into a horror movie. They're just there for eye candy. It is a very well done sci-fi horror movie. It got trashed in ratings and in the box office, I'm pretty sure, when it first came out, but people love this movie. It is a cult classic, and there's a reason why it is one. It's a great movie. I liked it, and it's just great. The only downside to it, I would say, is that there are way too many loose ends at the end of it, and I think they weren't really focusing on that. They were just focusing on more keeping the story going rather than having to solve every little problem that comes up here and there, like why did the alien build the ship, who tore apart the blood, who got turned into alien when, you know, they never really solved any of that. And the biggest loose end perhaps is the ending, which never gets solved, obviously, because it is the ending, but I like the way that they did it. It's a good loose end. It's not a cliffhanger because they don't leave you wanting more. They just give you a scenario to which you can put your own spin on, and it's not a philosophical type of thing. It's not, what's the meaning of this, you know. It's not your Inception, the wobbling top. It is a legitimate, you know, is he the bad guy or is he not? Did both characters survive? Did one of them survive? Did no one survive in the end because the guy was a bad guy? It's a legitimate, this is the end, you choose how it ends, rather than what is the meaning of this ending. It could go multiple ways. And I like that, because I feel when authors do the philosophical choose what you want type ending, it feels like the writers themselves couldn't decide and just leave it up to the audience. Whereas this has an ending, you just kind of choose which way you would like it to end. Do you want a good end at the end of the day, or do you want a bad end? Technically, it's kind of a bad end, because I'm pretty sure they would die in the cold weather regardless, but there's my point. I definitely recommend this movie to anybody who wants a sort of light horror movie. This isn't something you watch and then you're terrified for hours. I didn't find that scary. You can sit down, watch it in the middle of the day, and laugh at the now outdated special effects. Or you can watch it at night and, you know, just enjoy a movie at night. That's what I did. I watched it, you know, pitch black, no lights on, headphones on, so you got the full experience. That's what I did. That was my review of The Thing. Hope to do more Movie Club. Had fun.